Hi students, this is Saravanan from CAC Department, Peri Institute of Technology, Chennai. Today our subject is computer architecture. The topic is bus arbitration from Unit 5. Before we go into the topic, we need to understand what is bus. The central processing unit, memory unit, and I/O unit are the hardware components or modules of the computer. They work together with communicating each other, and they have paths for connecting the modules together. The collection of paths connecting the various modules is called interconnection structure. A group of wires called bus is used to provide necessary signals for communicating between the modules. The bus is a shared transition medium, must only be used by one device at a time. When used to connect major components like CPU, memory, I/O, is called a system bus. What is bus arbitration? The arbitration procedures comes into picture whenever there are more than one processor requesting the service of bus, because only one unit may used at a time able to transmit successfully over the bus. There is some selection mechanism is required to maintain such transfer. This mechanism is called a bus arbitration. The bus arbitration is a processor by which the next device to be connected, the bus master, is selected and bus mastership is transferred to do it. The selection of the bus master is usually done on the priority basis. The device that allowed to initiate data transfer on the bus at any given time is called the bus master. The bus arbitration is a process by which the next device to become the bus master is selected and bus mastership is transferred to it. The selection of the bus master is usually done on the priority basis. Next, types of bus arbitration. We have two types. One is centralized schemes and distributed scheme. Centralized bus arbitration is a single bus arbiter performs a required arbitration. The bus arbiter may be the processor or a separate controller connected to the bus. Distributed bus arbitration in that all devices participate in the selection of the next bus master. Centralized schemes. In centralized bus arbitration, only single bus arbiter performs the required arbitration, and it can be either a processor or a separate DMA controller. There are three bus arbitration in the centralized schemes. The first one is daisy chaining. It is a simple and cheaper method. Second one is polling method. It is a controller is used to generate the address lines for the master. The third one is independent request. In this scheme, each bus has its own bus request and a grantor. The first method is daisy chaining. The system connects for a daisy chaining method is shown in the figure. It is a simple and cheaper method. In this, all masters make use of the same line for the bus request. If a response to a bus request, the controller sends a bus grant if the bus is free. The bus grant signal serially propagates through each master until it encounters the first one and it is requesting access to the bus. The master blocks is a bus grant signal, activates the busy line and gains control of the bus. Therefore, if requesting module will not receive, the grant signal cannot get the bus access. Advantages of daisy chaining. It is a simple and cheaper method. It requires least number of lines and its number is independent of the number of masters in the system. Disadvantages. The priority of a master is fixed by its physical location. If failure of any master causes, the whole system will be failed. Next, polling method. The figure shows the system connection for polling method. In this, controller is used to generate the address for the masters. Number of address lines required depends on the number of masters connected in the system. For example, if there are 8 masters connected in the system, at least 3 address lines are required. If a response in the bus request, controller generates a sequence of master address when the requesting master recognizes its address. If it is activate, the bus line and the and begins with the use of the bus. Advantages: the priority can be changed by altering the polling sequence stored in the controller. If one module fails, the entire system it not be failed. Next, independent request. In this scheme, each master has a separate pair of bus request and bus grant lines, and each pair has a priority assigned to it. The building of priority decoder within the controller selects the highest priority request and asserts the corresponding bus grant signal. Advantages: due to separate pairs of bus requests, the bus grant signals arbitration is faster and is independent of the number of masters in the system. Disadvantages: it requires more bus requests and grant signals. Next method is distributed arbitration. In distributed arbitration, all devices participate in the selection of the next bus master. The diagram shows the schemes for distributed arbitration. In this scheme, each device on the bus is assigned a 4-bit identification number. The number of bits used for identification number it may be depends on the number of devices connected on the bus. When one or more device requests for the control of the bus, they assert the start arbitration signal and place the 4-bit identification number on the arbitration lines. ARB0 through ARB3, these 4 arbitration lines are all open collector. Therefore, more than one device can place the 4-bit ID number to indicate that they need the control of the bus. If one device puts 1 on the bus line, another device puts 0 on the same bus, the bus line status will be 0. Device reads the status of all the lines through the inverter buffers. So device reads the bus status 0 as a logic 1. In this scheme, the device having highest ID number and highest priority schemes. In arbitration, reliability because operation of the bus is not dependent on any single device. Hope you understand about the topic. What is about arbitration, the approaches to the bus arbitration using centralized and distributed system. Thank you, students.